Eric Butz.
I'm Jim Butz.
We're SuicideFantasyFootball.com. Now we're going to give you our opinion of the running backs that are still left out there in 2011 free agency.
There's a lot of names that you're going to recognize, a lot of people that you've seen. If you're a fantasy football fan, you probably had a lot of these guys on your team through the years, but who knows what they're really going to contribute this year coming up.
All right, so first person's Ahmad Bradshaw. Can he be the full-time feature back in an offense?
I don't think he'll ever be the full-time feature back like the Edgerrin James, the classic guy that's out there who's first, second, and third down, goal line, whatever. I think he's a contributor. He's an important part of the cog. When they had him and Derek Ward, I think that was a really good combination, but I don't think he'll ever be the go-to guy every down for any team.
All right, next person is LaRon McClain.
LaRon McClain, we were just talking about his Twitter changed last night. He started following some Kansas City Chiefs. There could be a big announcement today. If Thomas Jones is still there, I don't think it's a good move. If they get rid of Thomas Jones, I think he could be somebody who gets goal line carries and does what he did for the Ravens 2 years ago, which was a big contributor for fantasy.
All right, and a lot of people think Jamal Charles is that top flight, top 3 or 4 running backs. A lot of people say he could put up more points than anybody.
Sure.
LaRon McClain over Thomas Jones, does that make a difference for Jamal Charles?
I don't really think it does because Jamal Charles is still kind of smallish. He's not a big back, so I don't know.
You knew he wasn't going to get the goal line carries.
First and goal from the 1, he's probably not going to get the ball unless he's going around the end. So I don't think it really detracts from his value. But anytime you put another weapon out on the field, it probably helps just as much as it hurts.
Okay. Cedric Benson.
Cedric Benson, if he can stay out of jail, I think it'd be a good option. I think he's going to stay in Cincinnati. They do have Bernard Scott, but they don't have a lot of options there. They're going with a rookie quarterback, apparently, with Dalton. Carson Palmer is going to be on the bench. They just got rid of Ocho Cinco. They can't go out there with no weapons.
Yeah, but don't you think that's saying, let's go young? Like, why would you bring back a Cedric Benson, who is a problem, when you got Bernard Scott, who really looked almost as good as Benson did when he was out there last year?
But you have to have some stability. You have to have somebody that's
Cedric Benson's your stability?
Yeah, because he knows the offense. He's been a 1,000-yard rusher for that team. Listen, I don't know what they're going to do, but I doubt they're going to go out there with Andy Dalton.
I hear you, Jim.
And all those guys.
Think about it. You just said if he can stay out of jail and the Bengals need stability in the same person.
Well, listen, he's a veteran. That's all I'm saying.
All right, Joseph Adai. I hope he does.
Yeah. Listen, Joseph Adai is one of those guys that one of these years he's going to stay healthy and put up monster numbers.
If he can't do it in the Colts offense that is built for a running back to be able to succeed.
I don't think he's going to go anywhere.
Yeah, but he hasn't been able to do it for the Colts.
Yeah, listen, that's what I'm saying. If he's lucky, he's one of those guys that you're going to get in the 10th round or 12th round. They could win your league because he stays healthy and plays with Peyton Manning.
All right, Ronnie Brown. He was a guy who was drafted high. The Dolphins thought he was going to be their beast.
He had a couple seasons. He hurt his knee. He was doing really good, and you can never really tell because he does the Wildcat thing in Miami, so you don't really get a real feel for him. Yep. He had one season and a season and a half where he was a top 5 running back, and since then he's been hurt and he's been sharing time with Ricky Williams, so I don't really know. That's one of the ones where it's going to depend on where he goes. If he goes back to Miami, now that they have Reggie Bush there, he's a mid-level guy. If he lands somewhere else, who knows who he's going to be.
I could see him succeeding in certain situations.
If he goes to the Colts, now you're
I would
talking about
love to see him in a Colts.
A boom kind of guy.
Yep.
Absolutely.
All right, his partner in the backfield, Ricky Williams, pot smoking Ricky. Sticky Icky Ricky.
Every time I see him, I remember him doing the interview with his helmet on, talking to people.
I loved it.
I think Ricky Williams is probably going to retire. I don't think he's going to play this year.
Yeah.
I think he's done.
He was going to play in the NFL,
but he got high.
All right, we got Marion Barber.
Marion Barber is somebody who I would like to see in Eagles Green. I would love to see him. He's the perfect complement to LaShawn McCoy. He's the between the tackles, head down, running over people kind of guy. Yep. I can't stand the Dallas Cowboys, but I will take Marion Barber in a minute.
I also think he would look good in a Colts uniform too.
Yeah.
Willis McGahee, worth taking a flyer on if I hear the Denver Broncos are interested in him.
Listen, in the right spot, Willis McGahee's still a productive player. I mean, he still had signs of being a player last year. He was just stuck in there with LaRon McClain and Ray Rice, so he really couldn't get a chance to play. Now, he's never going to be 25 carries a game kind of guy. But if you could put him in there as your alternate running back, 10 touches, 12 touches. He can be a productive player. Fantasy football-wise, I doubt he'd go anywhere. But you never know the way people go.
Denver.
When you go to Denver, they made Orlando Scary a fantasy football commodity.
It's a totally different team.
Yeah, still, it happens out there.
All right, that's what we think. Running backs, your opinions are always welcome. Jim at suicidefantasysports.com. Check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and our blog talk radio show, Fantasy Football Overload. Wednesday, 7:30 to 8:30.
Signing out.